I wanted to build a small Lego transformer that my 4-year-old could actually play with. And let's be honest, this wasn't going to be easy. You will see the whole journey from early sketches to the final transformation, including a few problems, a couple of redesigns, and even a breakthrough from my son. Just like me, my son loves Lego Transformers, but most of them are better for display than play. That got me thinking, could I build something much smaller without losing what makes a Transformer so special? Laserbeak from the LEGO Soundwave set proved that a great Transformer doesn't have to be big, and that idea became the starting point. I also borrowed design elements from some sports cars, and even retro game consoles inspired me with their shapes and color choices. Now, all that is left is to combine all these ideas into a Transformer. I wanted a classic old-school transformation. The more I tried to picture it in my head, the more complicated the whole project seemed. That's why I started with simple sketches on graph paper. They helped me to figure out where to even begin. With legs. I quickly built a working design and even added a satisfying locking click. Fortunately, Transformers have one big advantage: symmetry. If one side works, the other can simply be mirrored. Then I got to the arms, and they actually made my life easier. I really wanted the arms to transform into car doors, but I had no idea how to make them look convincing. Then, after just a few tries, everything suddenly clicked into place. It turned out even better than my sketch. And honestly, it felt like magic. That inspired me to focus on the realistic car mode. Once I whipped together the main body, I had to test one thing. Could it stand on its own? So I went with the plan B, scaled it up slightly and added ankle pivot. The model became very stable, but so dense internally that I probably couldn't rebuild it from memory anymore. I also had to get rid of the old locking mechanism and replace it with a simple one-stud connection. One rule became clear: every part has to earn its place. Then came the biggest head-scratcher yet. Once the car body was done, there was almost no space left inside. It started to dawn on me that the Transformer's head isn't just another part, it defines the character. It had to be small, articulated, and completely hidden. I kept trying to squeeze it inside, but nothing worked. Right before I completely lost my hope, the unexpected happened. While playing with the model, my son rotated the head in a way I could never have imagined. Suddenly, the folding mechanism became obvious, and the lock was solved with a single stud. After a few improvements, everything finally fit perfectly. Then came another question. If the head barely fits, where does the weapon go? I wanted a clean car mode, in perfect disguise. So I tried several folding weapon systems, but eventually it became clear. This model wasn't about firepower, it was about speed. So I kept it simple, just a small weapon for defense, and that's it. By this point there was no empty space left, and only a few final tweaks remained. It turns out that some LEGO colors grip differently. So I swapped a few parts, and somehow the model ended up with even more character. Finally, it was time to transform. The transformation worked in 10 simple intuitive steps. My son can easily transform it on his own, and that was my mission from the very start. And thanks to the joints, the limbs fold in a full 180 degrees for incredibly natural poses. Let's also look at the reverse transformation. I like showing it without cuts. It proves the mechanics work in real life, not just on camera. The build turned out sturdy enough for play in both modes. So what do you think? How close did I get to the LEGO Laserbeak design quality? But the project didn't end with the model. Designing instructions is a challenge in itself, especially for a transformer. But I managed to create a guide that I am genuinely proud of, and it even helped me during the final assembly. If you don't believe me, well, you can try it yourself. The link is in the description. For my next project, I want to try something completely different. A miniature version of one of my favorite LEGO sets from childhood, the Royal Knight's Castle. But the challenge stays the same, not just shrinking the model, but keeping all of its functionality in almost no space. And honestly, I'm still not sure if that's possible. So in the next video we'll find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.